Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
My name is Bob Dunas. This is my wife, Diane, and we're here today to talk to you about an organization called MarriageTeam. Diane and I are both trained marriage coaches through the organization, and we'd just like to share a little bit about how that works and how you can be involved. And so MarriageTeam is something that we believe deeply in. And what it does is it takes people through a process of conversations. You work with trained coaches such as ourselves to develop a playbook. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the time to come.
We're really glad you joined us today, and we want to encourage you to ask questions and make comments in the chat on the Facebook Live feed that we will answer.
So the first thing I want to do is just make the distinction between marriage coaching, and counseling. Coaches are trained to, as I said, take you through conversations that meet you where you're at now and help you get to where you want to go. It's generally a shorter term process compared to counseling, which can be a long-term involved relationship with a counselor. The other difference is that we don't give advice, we don't try to fix anyone. You are the experts on yourselves and on your relationship. A counselor is generally seen as an expert who helps you by giving you advice and helping you figure out what to do. We don't help you figure out what to do. We help you have conversations so you figure out what to do.
And what you can expect for marriage coaching is, in general, you're going to meet with your coaches once a week. It's usually a 2-hour session. You'll be working through a curriculum, and then you have homework. So it's usually at least an hour or two of homework each week. So it is a commitment of about 3 to 4 hours a week, and you can figure on getting through it in a few months. So wow, what a big bang for your buck, because it is a little bit of time to invest in your marriage with huge results.
So you heard me mention the word playbook, and to explain a little bit about MarriageTeam and how it works. When you're born into your family, you're born onto your team, and your team has a playbook that you learn from when you're a kid. How you communicate or not, how you problem solve, conflict resolution, what your expectations are for life or relationship. And we'd been together about 30 years when we went through the training, and in the training to become coaches, you don't just make-believe role play. You actually identify a real issue, and we had one that we didn't know how to get around. People say marriage is hard work. What is the work? So we discovered how to get past this issue that we'd never been able to. And what it was that Diane grew up on a ranch. I didn't. I'm from the city, and she had a certain expectation on what a weekend or a Saturday should look like in terms of work and how much you should get done. I had a different expectation, and that caused us to butt heads. There isn't a right or wrong. It's just two people with two different playbooks, and when you are running your plays and your spouse is running theirs, your team will lose, and there is conflict, and you don't know how to move forward. Mm-hmm. So
one of the hearts of the coaching is to learn how to make, they call them IFBI statements. So it means the person with the most emotion around an issue makes an I statement, and they say what their feelings are around that, what the behavior is they see, and then what is that impact. And the powerfulness of this is that when your spouse, when you calmly sit down and talk about this and they understand how that impact is affecting you, and if that person loves you, they are motivated to make a change. And it's not until they really understand that they are able to change, and you're able to come to some resolution in a healthy way. So we thought it would be really powerful to model that with an actual situation we had. We just want to give a little caveat. Don't feel like you've been trained now to use these FBI statements at home. It probably won't go that well. But we wanted you to kind of see what is some of the work that marriage coaching does, why is it special and powerful, and we're gonna give an illustration.
So I explained the issue, what the conflict was. So this is the IFBI statement that I used. I feel unappreciated. When we are working on projects nonstop, and it seems like there's never an end. There's never enough done, and the impact is that I feel discouraged and I feel like giving up.
So you said that you feel unappreciated when it just seems like there's always projects, there's never really an end to them. That's kind of my expectation. Just you finish one and we go on to the next. And ultimately it makes you feel like just giving up, not trying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did I get everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
In a nutshell, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So your coach would help facilitate this discussion, because obviously I have some feelings around it. I want Bob to keep working. He's so talented. And they help you work through this issue and basically come up with what we call a new play, a new dynamic play about how will we work around this. And it's very powerful. And we definitely, we could not get around this. At one point we started writing down what each of us did, because we just felt like we were doing too much, and the one person was doing more than the other.
Well, the conflict was that Diane felt like you work, work, work. I grew up in a family where you work, call it good. Now we're going to play chess. We're going to play ping pong, go for a walk, read a book. That was not Diane's experience. So that was where we didn't know how to move forward. What the coaches do is help you have that conversation. Believe me, it is not that, it doesn't go that smoothly, because even naming the emotion, I mean, in the manual that you get, there is a whole page of emotions to choose from, because sometimes narrowing it down to what you are truly feeling, especially I found for men, is not that easy. So it's you come out of that and you feel like there's hope, you feel like you're both on the same page, and you come up with agreements and you come up with reminders, because even with a plan, you will tend to revert to your default setting and go back to behaviors that you've learned from when you were a kid. So it's work moving forward, and I wouldn't say it's simple, but it's not easy. That's why the coaches are there.
Yeah, and we specifically picked an issue that Bob really felt strongly about, because I think a lot of times men feel like when they go into counseling or even coaching, it's the wife coming and she wants to fix him. And that is not how coaching is at all. Everybody has a voice, and everybody has issues that they're frustrated about. And even if you're not a good communicator, you learn how to do that in a healthy way.
And I would add, marriage coaching is not only for people who are really struggling, maybe on the verge of divorce, although the studies that they've done show that of the people who are considering divorce, 90% who go through marriage coaching then decide not to get divorced, because they found that there's hope, that they can make it work and work very well. But marriage coaching can also be for people who have a marriage that's doing well, but they want it to be better. It could be for a couple who are considering marriage and want to go into it, with a good toolkit.
It's also for couples who are living together. You would go through the marriage coaching, not the premarital. This is not a Bible study. It's based on biblical principles, and it's a Christian nonprofit, but this is open to anybody. So we just wanted to say that it can start anytime. If you're interested, if you're part of Family Church, you would go to familychurchweb.com and go to Connect and then Renewal, and you could do an intake form there. If you're not part of Family Church, go to MarriageTeam.org, and we're doing online coaching. So you could do an intake form. Each of you do an inventory about what your background is. It's very helpful. We use that during the coaching, and you could get started tomorrow if you wanted. We
coached a couple via Skype in Colorado, one in LA.
Yep.
They went wonderful. They were absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us today. We'd encourage you to, like I said, ask questions. We'll go and answer those, or contact us and go online, and we hope you consider marriage coaching.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.